Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Jonnychipz Weekly. This is episode number 48. My name is John Lunn, aka Jonnychipz, and this week the episode is called Serverless. It's Friday, the 26th of November, 2021. Let's jump straight on in. So, hey everybody, how you all doing? Thanks for tuning in to another episode on this Friday, the 26th of November, 2021. Jonnychipz Weekly, usual format this week. We're going to jump on over in a second and have a look at some community call-outs. Before we head over and have a look at Jonnychipz on the side, a little bit of news around the Welsh Azure user group and what's going on that front, before we finish off with the obligatory Azure news and updates. So, without further ado, let's head on over and take a look at our community call-outs for this week. Yes, so we are on the run-up to December, and the beginning of December marks the start of our festive tech calendar event, organised by some fantastic people across the community. A great graphic Gregor tweeted out the other day, obviously just, in preparation for that event kicking off. And it is only, we're less than a week away. So for those of you that don't know what the Festive Tech Calendar is, head on over to festivetechcalendar.com. And it's basically a whole heap of content pulled together by the community. It's going out on a daily basis, so I believe every day around 10 o'clock, and sometimes there's sessions going on later into the evening. You've got a whole heap of content. So if you head over to that webpage, you can click on any one of the days and have a look at the agenda for that particular day. Hint, go and have a little look at the 3rd of December. You might find that there's an event going on there with somebody you might know. But anyway, it's a fantastic event. Everybody should be getting involved in this now. I mean, I've caught it caught it last year, and I saw some of the content from the year before by watching that on replay. But yeah, it's just a fantastic event, and it's worthwhile putting that in your calendar and just checking up on a daily basis throughout the month of December of the content that's going to be dropped there. Related to this as well, basically the Festive Tech Calendar event is looking to raise money for charity. The charity is Girls Who Code, on behalf of the fact that we unfortunately lost the great Abel Wang this year to cancer. This was a charity close to his heart. So if you can spare a few pounds, or whatever you can spare, please do head on over to that Just Giving page and drop as much as you can afford over to try and raise some money for such a great cause. Okay, moving on. So, Mark Duiker, this episode is called Serverless this week. We'll get to why. I'll tell you why I was on a serverless open hack, and I've had my eyes opened up to the wonderful world of Azure Functions and Logic Apps and Cosmos DB and all of that great stuff. So this caught my eye. With Mark, he's got a GitHub repo effectively called the AZ Funk Uni, so Functions University. He's got lots of hints, tips, tutorials, guides on all of the Azure functions, the bindings, how to use them, examples, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd call that out. He's just put a note there. He's going to be doing a live stream on December the 10th for the Python HTTP trigger lesson, which is cool. So in fact, that's one that I've just been using myself over the last few days. So I'm probably going to be tuning into this. So yeah, thanks very much, Mark, for that. I'm going to certainly take a look at the GitHub repo, and undoubtedly I'm going to be learning lots more stuff around all the great bindings that you get with Azure Functions. So I'm going to take a look at that. Moving on, the cloud management community are back to dropping some great videos out. So in this instance, Intune Remote Help. So if you are interested in taking a little look at that, head on over to their YouTube channel and take a little look-see. So thanks for that. Azure Barry, yes, I caught this the other day. So devicechronicle.com, there's a great article that Barry has retweeted out around, the impact of IoT and IoT Hub and what it's got across, the landscape of business. So I'll encourage anybody to head on over to follow Barry, take a look at this article. It's a great article. It goes into a lot of depth and sort of understanding around the world of IoT, and in particular what the IoT Hub is actually doing for this kind of this message routing, message enrichment kind of thing, and what that means to business. So take a little look at that if you can. Yes, Andrew Brown. Had the pleasure of catching up with Andrew earlier on in the week, and we'll more about that in a second. But Andrew is heading over to AWS reInvent next week, and he is pulling together a bit of a hybrid community event. So just calling that out now. If you are in the AWS community space, go and hit Andrew up. I believe he will be there in person at reInvent next week, but he's got a whole heap of great community folk joining him at this hybrid event. So yeah, that should be exciting to watch. And moving on, yeah, great to see Lisa's back to creating a video series. So she's got a video coming out, dropping fairly soon, episode number 32. Colleagues from Dell and looking at Microsoft the Ignite announcement. So yeah, great to see Lisa back doing these videos. They're always great videos. So go and check that out. Follow Lisa at The Edge on Twitter. And you will get a link to her YouTube channel that you can go and take a look at this episode. So yeah, great to see that. Thanks, Lisa. And moving on, .NET Knots. Lee Engelstone is going to be presenting next Monday all about training an image classification model using ML.NET. So that'll be cool. I've done a little bit of that myself with Custom Vision. So yeah, it's going to be cool. I've not actually seen ML.NET and how you go about that. So I'll certainly be doing my best to tune in on Monday night to watch this. Yeah, looking forward to that. So thanks to Lee and .NET Knots. Looking forward to that on the 29th of November at 7 p.m. GMT, if you are interested. Yes, Sam has released episode number 50 of his IoT Tuesday episode. So looking at IoT in the metaverse. I started watching this briefly. I've got to watch this back now, but I'm really interested to see, follow anything around what's going on in the world of IoT, and certainly with the recent announcements and everything that's going on in the industry around metaverse, going to be cool to see exactly how the industry wakes up to that, and the kind of cool things that will get called out. So head on over. Encourage you to go and follow Sam on Twitter. Go and watch his IoT Tuesday episodes. Really cool stuff. So thanks for that, Sam. Moving on, yes, Shabazz and Shannon have got their last video in the Azure VMware Solutions series. So if you're interested in running VMware on Azure, I'd encourage you to go and follow Shabazz and sign up to his YouTube channel and follow the series that he's done with Shannon Keane at Microsoft. I think it's a five-part video series on Zero to Hero with AVS. So really looking forward to seeing that final episode. And yeah, thanks to Shannon and Shabazz for putting that together for us. Great stuff. Yes, this was a cool thing that caught my eye from Bazman Cam at Nerdio. They're releasing a Nerdio Valued Professional program. So I'm guessing, anybody in the community that is, sort of assisting and working with the Nerdio community, they've actually got a recognition program in place now. So that's really cool to see, the MVP. So great news, great to see. I've been following Nerdio on the peripherals for quite a while now, and the great work that Baz and Neil are doing in that community, and it's just a fantastic product. So yes, great to see that they're going from strength to strength. Congratulations. And the .NET Nano framework, this caught my eye purely because of the capabilities now to start working with the Nano framework and Azure Plug and Play, which basically it does open up the doors to developing devices that can be used directly with IoT Central, which is cool. So certainly an area I need to do a little bit more playing around and understanding of, but I know that you can kind of build these solutions with plug and play devices. So the fact that the Nano framework now supports that ability to create your devices in that way, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, well done to the Nano Framework team, and looking forward to seeing where that goes. And finally, just to kind of cap off this call out session, Jan de Dobelier, obviously, the mastermind behind Oh My Posh, he's retweeted this now in the announcement Gregor made around the raising of funds and raising for the Girls Who Code charity. Jan has actually said that if you do donate to Jan during the month of December, well, from now through December, he's going to send all of that directly to that Girls Who Code charity. So it's, even more of an encouragement. If you don't know what Oh My Posh is, go and check that out. Follow Jan. If you want to send any money to Jan, he's going to send that directly on to Girls Who Code. So just finish off this session with really, if you can raise any money for that charity, please do help. That'd be superb. So yeah, let's head on back over. Yes, so super duper. That was our community call out for the week. I think what we'll do now is we'll head straight back on over and have a look at what I've been up to over and above the community stuff this week. Let's go and take a look at Jonnychipz on the side. Okay, so first up, earlier on in the week, had the pleasure of joining Andrew Brown with the amazing Gregor Suti on a Twitter Spaces call. So it was an AZ900 Azure for Beginners Spaces. I think we had over, it was about 120, 140 people, I think, at one point on there. Some great questions. Great interaction from the audience, and it's a really fun, enjoyable experience, to be honest. You know, being on there with Gregor was fantastic, and Andrew is such a prolific person across the community. Such a fun event. Unfortunately, I don't think you can play these back. These are kind of flash in the pan. Once they're done, they're done. You can't get them back, but I just wanted to call out that we've done one this week. If you missed it, not a lot I can do about that. I'll have to do another one. Give me a ring. I'll talk to you directly. But yeah, it was great. It was a great session that we had earlier on in the week. So yeah, thanks to both Gregor and Andrew for making that happen. Also, yes, like I say, this week I've been on a Microsoft Open Hack. If you don't know what these Open Hacks are, they're a fantastic way of getting hands-on learning effectively across, in this case, the serverless stack. So looking at all the serverless components in Azure, things like Azure Functions, Logic Apps, Cosmos DB, all of those great things. And, really spent a great 3 days digging into that and creating things and coding in Python and, querying endpoints and making things happen and parsing JSON. It's all this sort of stuff that will enable you to kind of develop interesting functions to actually be a little bit meaningful and useful, hopefully. So yeah, managed to get my badge. We all love a good badge there. So great that we got that finished this week. And it's good fun as well. So like I say, if you don't know what open hacks are, head on over to openhack.microsoft.com. I'm not sure that the website is working correctly at the minute because last time I checked, the calendar wasn't working. I know they've got a containers hack going on next week. If you scour my Twitter feed, you might be able to find a link to that. But yeah, it was a great event. So thanks to everybody involved. And it is Friday, so first thing I want to do is give a big shout out to my guest last week on In Conversation with the amazing Jamie Maguire. Had a great chat around obviously AI, conversational AI, building chatbots, Q&A maker, all that great stuff within Azure. If you missed it, of course, jump over and into the playlist below and go and watch it back on replay. It was a great session. I've had some really great feedback from people who have watched that. So yeah, go and head on over. However, we do have a new episode being released tonight. So we've got the amazing Ryan John Murphy joining me tonight to talk all about 365 compliance. It's one of those areas that can be quite a challenge to get your head around, especially if you're working for a business or you are, in charge of a business that needs to follow some industry standards and be compliant in some capacity with, either messages leaving or coming into the business, data loss prevention, all of that kind of stuff, information protection. I have a really good conversation with Ryan, and there's some great resources that Ryan gives us some hints and tips around. So do join us from 6:30 p.m. GMT tonight. Ryan John Murphy on In Conversation with. Other news, last week, back end of last week, after I did the episode last week, I headed on over to Bristol and did a professional video with my boss talking about cloud for healthcare, and what BT can offer. So really excited for that to come out because there's so much going on at the moment within my place of work. It's great to actually be involved with some of the front facing marketing, I guess. Really good fun experience. You can see that Elgato green screen. I was admiring that really a lot, so I was quite keen to take that away. But yeah, that was a great experience. And as it's Black Friday and that Elgato green screen, they've actually got a deal on at the moment, Black Friday deal. So I think I'm going to have to head over and see if I can get myself an early Christmas present, maybe, or maybe I'll buy one and wrap it myself for Christmas. Who knows? But anyway, there's my Jonnychipz on the side for this week. Okie dokie, we will just spend, only a few minutes now just having a quick look at the Welsh Azure user group and and really what's been going on that front. So if you bear with me for 1 second, I will call that up. There we go. Let's head back on over. So yes, Cliff has got the right idea. On my show last week, I called this out again. But yeah, our next event is on the 15th of December. We're calling this the Festive Feast for the Soul. It's going to be a really hopefully warming session all around. We've got an initial kind of technical, evangelistic kind of session with Olivier Bloch, looking at the wonderful world of IoT and some of the fantastic things that are going on, from Microsoft at the moment in terms of Azure Percept Dev kits, looking at all the components that go into IoT Central, IoT Hub, how you can actually make some of these sing and talk. So a really good interactive session with Olivier, a chance to ask as many questions as you need to. He's going to show us some cool gadgets and gizmos and demos, hopefully, if the demo gods stay with us. Really just to kind of hopefully allow people to understand some of the wonderful world of IoT at the moment. So really looking forward to that. And then we've got the amazing Mike Pfeiffer coming on to really give us, I'm not going to say too much about this talk, but I've seen part of this talk before, and, it's phenomenal. Mike's a fantastic guy. You really want to come on and have a look at this session if you're in that zone where you're not too sure which foot to put forward next, with your career, with job opportunities, with your learning and studying. Mike has got some amazing hints, tips and insights that will hopefully get you set for the new year. So Festive Feast for the Soul, 15th of December. Do go and RSVP, head on over and get registered for that event. 6:30 GMT UK time. Look forward to seeing you there. On the same note, if you are a speaker and you do have something to say and you want to speak at the group, head on over to Sessionize. So sessionize.com/Welsh-Azure-user-group-CFS. So call for speakers. We're always on the lookout for speakers. We're going to start planning the events into January and February next year very soon. So we got some great talks registered there at the moment, so I'll be calling on a few people that have registered those talks fairly soon. But yeah, if you've got something to say or you feel you want to do anything from a lightning talk, if you're new to public speaking and you want a platform to practice, hit us up. Even if it's a lightning talk, 15-minute talk on a particular subject, we are absolutely encouraging any new speakers. But equally, if you're a seasoned speaker, please do drop your session onto the group. We are always looking for great sessions. So there we go. Thanks very much, everybody. That's been the Welsh Azure User Group piece. Okie dokie. So I think we will finish off today's session with the world of Azure news and updates. So, without further ado, let's head on over to the newsroom. And hello and welcome to the Azure news and updates section. My name is John Lunn. Let's head on in. So I think it's fair to say we've had a few announcements this week, not a huge amount. We probably had about 7 or 8. So let's just jump straight on through them. Like I say, I'm not going to dig into too much detail on these, but just more of a little heads up. If you do want to get more detail, head on over to azure.microsoft.com/updates and you'll get links to all of these updates we're about to run through. So first up today, public preview refresh. So Azure IoT Central REST API, they've got some new and updated endpoints, which is cool to see. So, if we scroll down there, let's just have a quick look. We've got mechanisms for device template patches, IoT Edge device template authoring with the IoT Edge manifest, which is cool, and some relationship management. So some new endpoints being added to the REST API there for IoT Central, or they're in public preview at the moment. There's a private preview of root cause analytics or analysis. There's some new telemetry and alerts for SAP NetWeaver in AMS. So if you are using SAP on Azure, you can get into that private preview if that's something of interest to you. There's another public preview, new SAP HANA telemetry in AMS. So it looks like they've split out some of the functionality there. So root cause analytics is in private preview, and there's some new telemetry pieces in public preview. General availability of custom OpenID providers in App Service and Azure Functions, which is cool. Azure Scheduler will be retired on the 31st of January. So next year, if you are using Azure Scheduler, it's been on the radar for being retired now for a little while. Go and start moving all of those scheduled jobs over to Logic Apps or something along those lines is the general guidance there. So take a look out for that. In development, new planned data center region in Belgium. So it looks like we're going to have a Belgium central data center region, which is phenomenal. You know, the growth of the data centers is fantastic to see. And general availability improved legends in IoT Central analytics charts. So yeah, quite a lot of announcements this week in terms of IoT Central. So the product team are obviously up to some great things there. So go and check those out. Another public preview, we've got Azure Virtual Machines DCAS v5 and ECAS v5 series are now available. And just as a quick scan, they're hardware encrypted virtual machines feature integrity protected full state encryption, advanced hardware security based on the AMD Advanced Security feature, SEV, and particularly secure encrypted virtual secure nested paging. That's a lot of acronyms there. So yeah, we've got these encrypted VMs that are now in public preview if you want to take a look at those. Also, Azure Functions has got Node.js 16 added to its list of capabilities in public preview at the moment. And finally, Azure Site Recovery Update Rollup 59 is now generally available. So there's a whole bunch of updates for November. We've got Mobility Service added support for Server 2022 as a replicating Machines OS. What else have we got? Azure to Azure recovery situations. They basically got a lot of bug fixes and feature updates. So that's that. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in to the Azure News for this week. I've been John Lunn, and that is the news for the week. Okie dokie, so we will call the show there. Thanks to everybody for tuning in this week. Really is great that you've managed to join me. This is episode number 48. I'm only another few episodes off a full, complete year of doing this video series. So, thanks to everybody that's followed me on this little bit of a journey. Quite into next year. I'm not sure whether I'll continue these videos or do something a little bit different. So, watch this space. But any suggestions, drop me a line. Put something in the text bin in the comments below. But for now, thanks everybody for watching. This has been episode number 48. Have a great Friday and a fantastic weekend. If you can join us tonight, please do on In Convo With. Other than that, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.